Hey, I'm Decathlon Gamer, and this is the Road to the Record, where I work to achieve mastery of 10 games in a hunt for the best score of the decathlon. If you'd like to see, remember to hit the like button. You want to see more? Hit subscribe. Let the games begin. Draft Day Sports College Football, episode number 6 in this new series. We're still in our first season, 4-4 record, and looking to better that now. In a difficult challenge for us, we've got Utah State. They are 7-3 overall in the season. But with just 4.5 minutes left to play in this game, Utah State has the ball deep in their own territory. It's 3rd and 3 from their 16-yard line, and we've got a 7-point lead. And that is so close to the first down marker. Just 2 yards. It's 4th and 1. Are they going to punt or go for it? This is a big time. They punt and only to the 50, and Lockett gets a decent return there. And we've got great field possession with 3.5 minutes to play on this one. Both teams have all of their timeouts. We are obviously going to keep the ball on the ground in this situation. This has been a tight contest throughout with no huge leads either way. But we have been the one with some sort of lead throughout this game after the scoring got started in the second quarter. But here on 3rd and 8, oh, what a run, what a run. That's going to be a first down. And now with under 3, no penalty on Blunt, on the running back who had the ball. He gets called for tripping. 4th and 10 and a punt. And Utah State's going to get another chance. I don't know if I have ever seen a call like that. Obviously, we don't see the actual live action. But to have the running back who has the ball in their hands get called for tripping. Third and long here. 3rd and 10 now. They're going for it. It looks like that's an incomplete pass. It is. It is 4th down and 10 now. Just a minute and a half to play. You think they've got to go for it here. They do. They're going to drop back for the pass. It's complete. It's a first down. They're still alive. They need a score to tie with 1:21 left to play in this game. They use their second timeout. Just one left now. That's going to fall incomplete. It is 2nd and 10. Just from their own 30-yard line. They've got a long ways to go. They drop back, dump it over the middle to the fullback. He's going to get a decent gain, but the clock is running. 3rd and 5, 50 seconds left. They again drop back, and ooh, that looked like a real opportunity there, but the pass falls incomplete. 4th and 5, a stop here, and that would be a game win. They drop back for the pass, and it looks like it's incomplete. It is. We are going to get our 5th win of the season. 24-17, 26 seconds, and we're going to kick a field goal. And it's no good. Okay, time's up. Time's up. That was a weird call to end the game, but we do finish it off. 5-4 now on the season. That drops Utah State to 7-4. That was a home win for us, but we're at home the rest of the year. So that worked out decently well. So we get our 5th win, and let's finish off the rest of the week here, and then we'll get on to recruiting. So we now have 3 players recruited for next year's class, and at this point in the season, 9 games in, here in week 11, this number really needs to start growing quickly if we're going to get a full class of players coming in. Oh no, look at that. It just doubled. It just doubled. We have 3 more recruits. Sadly, they're all 2-star recruits, but hello, Prestige 35, coaching attributes 1 across the board. Yeah, that is to be expected. So week 12, we're going to have Air Force. So we are taking on the Falcons. They are just 3-8 on the season, so they are really struggling this year. Air Force usually is a relatively, well, no, I guess this is fairly typical. Navy tends to do a decent job year by year, and Army, while the Air Force Academy, the military academies used to be fantastic. If you don't know your college football history, Army, multiple national championships, but it's been decades, quite a few decades, since they were competitive the way they used to be, especially the way college football works these days. So, conference awards. Offensive Player of the Week by Gabriel. Nice for Week 11. So, a big game for him. Week 12, a recruiting summary. 3 more recruits coming in. We picked up our kicker, so that is good. We have an actual scholarship kicker coming in instead of a walk-on. Wide receiver, Israel Robinson. That's the one I wanted. Nice. And Jim Jacob as well have all signed on. Again, they are all very low on ranking, so I'm a little nervous about that as I basically have a team of 3-star players right now. Here's a number of other recruits all going away now. And again, mostly to Pac-12 schools because most of the recruits I'm looking at are on the West Coast. So no surprise by that. It's the 2-star ones that I start to get nervous about because the 2-star ones are the ones that I'm basically going after. The 3-star ones I tried and quickly realized we had no hope at this point in time until we build up some attributes. So it's a series of 2-star recruits that I'm very much going to be after for the short term. But there you go. Jim Jacob, Israel Robinson, David Randall, and now Roman Nance is fully scouted. So what do we have on him? Above average potential. That's good. Based on interviews, things very likely to sign with us, given that we are the only ones who have been recruiting him. So Nance sounds good. Durham, fully scouted. Okay, this was one of the other ones I was looking at because we already have Albert Stewart, who I actually really don't know a lot about. That was one of the kind of early grabs that we had before I really took over on recruiting, and he signed up relatively quickly, so I don't know where he's at. But Durham, above average potential, and likely to sign with us. So I think we might stick with Durham and take on 2 running backs in this recruiting class. Because it definitely does not hurt to have options at that position. Training report, not as good this week, but what is that, 7 players with good performances. And now on to recruiting. Okay, we have some recruiting points available after some guys were lost to other teams. Couple scholarships available at the moment. And let's go with what we have out there on scholarship offer. Let's see how we're looking. So Durham is getting quite close, 96. So that's good. Clifton Curley. We just started recruiting him, so how is he looking? Decent strength for a center. Yeah, that's a little bit questionable. Agility is average, though. Intelligence is great, and that's certainly good in a center since they tend to lead your line. Subpar speed, but come on, it's a center. I don't need him for speed. His hands are pathetic, but here's what we really need. He's got remarkable pass blocking, but he is undeveloped on run blocking, so he is not balanced in that. And I am a run first team this season, but that doesn't mean I will be next season. I don't have much report certainty on him, and I don't have a player profile, so let's go ahead and schedule that interview. Let's go ahead and spend some additional points on him, and I'm going to up this to 10 for now because it does appear that he is a player I would like to get. John Ellington, interview is done. This is our 3-star recruit who's sitting on a 34. Not going so good in that department. We don't know who he's being recruited by. I want to spend some more points and try to get this all the way up. I love the sportsmanship. Not a very good team player, but he's competitive. He's got a good work ethic. Great strength, exceptional agility, exceptional speed, and while he's deficient on the hands department, that this guy could, for our level, be a dangerous downfield threat. And could potentially be the best that I'm going to get. So let's spend 5 points on him. Try to get that complete look at 34 interest. I don't think he's gonna go our way. But Curly, just like that, 65 with just 1 week of recruiting. So I actually like our chances there. We're still quite close on that punter. We are looking at a second one here. It's McDonald, and he's slowly rising, but it's so slow. So slow, that rise from him. Bobby Conger is close to signing. We've already got Robinson, but 2 receivers, definitely not a bad thing. Dexter is close to signing. All of these guys really are. Okay, Nance, just a 72, but he was above average. Yes, I think that's what it said. So we'll stay with Nance. Hodgson. If I'm getting 2 running backs, I don't know if I really need a fullback. Tight end, linebacker. Okay, he's just a... No, we've only just recently started recruiting him. Let's go ahead and schedule an interview there. And we'll spend 5 points on him. Okay, what do we have here? Not very good moving. And that's kind of weak for a tight end. They are going to have to do some blocking, though he is exceptional in the pass blocking. Acceptable on the run blocking. Of course, a tight end, you kind of want them for run blocking first, not pass blocking necessarily. Remarkable speed for a tight end. That's dangerous for opposing teams. Let's go ahead and drop an interview on him. We'll also spend 5 points. Let's go ahead and get an interview here on this fullback. I still have 18 points available, and there are... Everybody here is at a 10, yes? Okay. Let's go with recruiting. Who else are we recruiting that does not have a scholarship offer? Apparently no one right now. So how do I have 18 points? One of these guys must have signed on with less than 10. Let's see. I want to see that. Is that the tail of the tape? No, they're all 10s. So our recruiting points value has changed. I don't know. Maybe it's proportionate of this as you sign on guys. Maybe you keep a couple points. Not sure how that works. Maybe in the hidden category? Am I spending points there? No. Lost targets. Still loading. There we go. Are there any points being spent on guys here? I shouldn't have. It's a lot of players lost. Okay, let's look at who I'm not recruiting that is targeted. Okay, so there's a couple other centers. Running backs, there's a fullback. You know what I need to do actually is not this. Let's go with those that have scholarship offers. And let's break it down by position. There you go, right there. I need a quarterback. Now it's not showing me these guys that have already signed on, so I've got to be careful about that. But I definitely need a quarterback, so... Ooh, I have one wide receiver. Wait. Oh, Ellington. Okay. Still undecided. No guards? Ooh, ouch. Okay, I need a guard. Hello, hello. This is good. This is good, figuring this out. Punter, I know we have our kicker already signed. I have one defensive tackle, and there are two here. I need to make a decision. Oh, okay. It's McDonald. Out of 35. Very unlikely to sign. Defensive end is absent. That makes 3 positions. Linebacker is good if I get both. Cornerback is another one that's missing. Strong safety is No, I have Draper. And I have Jeffries for free safety. Okay, so I have 4 positions that are missing, and I definitely have a couple guys that I don't expect to get on that list that I'll be able to get, and then I have the 2 scholarships. So I need to start targeting a quarterback, a guard, a defensive end, and a cornerback. All in that 2-star realm. So let's go all. Let's go both. Let's go 2 stars because I'm clearly not getting anyone else. And then we will... Okay, uncommitted is good. We will filter by Oregon. Are there 0 players? Shouldn't be free safety only, right? That's not the only Oregon player. What's going on here? It's loading. Gotta get something here. I'm very confused as to why this is coming up blank. Why I can't get results when I look this up is very weird. This should be all. You're telling me there's no 2-star recruits in the state of Oregon at all? It's done this to me before. Wow, there's a 3-star port. Maybe it's showing up over here? Okay, here's a guard from Oregon who's 2 stars has some interest already. Well, let's see. How do I then target you when you're not on my... Well, it says he's targeted. So why don't we do this? We're going to offer a scholarship to you. We're going to spend, say, 9 points. I have 18 right now. And scouting points, I don't have any left. So there's a guard. I really should be going after 2, but I'll go after 1 for this season, since I'm this late in the game. Oh, my battery just died on my mouse. Nice timing. I didn't even get a warning until a couple minutes ago. Good thing I keep batteries close by. 1 second here. There we go. Resolved quickly enough. What I need to resolve, though, is I still need to go after some other positions, and they're not showing up there. And I click on Washington, and I still get Oregon. Very confused as to why my filters are not filtering. Well, let's try this by position, see if I get something. Nothing. Quarterback coming up. How about defensive end? This pull-down menu seems to be working. Cornerback. Guard. So that one's coming up. But none of those guys are ones that I want to be going after right now. That's targeted players, and that is coming up, but I'm not getting both coming up. Maybe we try to go back to this. Okay, there's targets. Okay, here's both. Maybe we go back to all. Well, there you go. All's working, but I'm just not getting state by state. Okay, so quarterbacks only, 2-star quarterbacks. Okay, so this is working at least. Maybe it's just there's nothing left in Oregon that's 2 stars. That's weird. Okay. Is there anybody West Coast? Oof. There is nothing West Coast. Well, let's see. Who is the highest ranked 2-star guy? Huntsville, Alabama, 6'5", 217. Sure. You've got the best frame, so we'll check on that guy. Let's see. What do I have for quarterbacks now? Hey, look at that. He's been added. We're going to go straight into offer scholarship. We'll go straight into spending 9 points and see if I get any sort of interest coming out of him next week. I have nothing else that I can do scouting-wise, so we'll stop there for now. That's recruiting for the moment. Oklahoma's still on top, 11-0 already in their season, even though there's still some time left. South Carolina, second, and Houston. Houston is third in the rankings. The last 3 undefeated teams. The best one-loss team in the nation, according to the rankings, are my Oregon Ducks. We will only play a little bit of this game because I'm getting very eager to get to the end of the season. And especially, it doesn't feel quite like my team yet. I didn't recruit any of these guys. Nice return by Lockett there. Gets us to the 38 to start our first possession. We go for the option left, and as Becerra always seems to do, Becerra keeps that ball. He rarely pitches that ball to anyone else, and he loses yardage when he runs that play a lot. I have been so close on so many occasions this season of replacing Becerra with the backup, as their ratings are very, very close to one another. And last game, I was convinced I was going to do it. But then I didn't do it. And he got the start. And then he finally had a decent performance. I don't know if you saw his stat line in that last game. But he had a good 250 yards or so. And completed about 2/3 of his passes. So he did well. It's 3rd and 3 here for Air Force in this one. This is a pretty winnable game for us, as we have the better record of the 2 teams, and we are playing at home. But so far, Air Force moving the ball decently in this one. They've already gotten 1 first down, and it's now 2nd and 8 for them. The pass this time over the top is complete. That's going to be good for a long gain on this one. A good 20, 25 yards. And no! Illegal use of hands sets them back. And it's 2nd and 18. 10-yard loss on the play on the penalty. Boy, that looks like the kind of things that befall us constantly as we get those big penalties on big moments like that. And it is now 4th and 18. So that's going to be a punt for Air Force. And it's a pretty long one. Lockett gets a short return, takes us just beyond the 30 to the 31 as we open our first drive of the season. We drop back, and the pass is incomplete to Porter. Or is this our second possession already? It is our second possession already, isn't it? We started the game with the ball. What was I thinking? Oh, that's right. I was thinking it was over so fast that I've forgotten about it. It was not memorable. Blunt picks up 3 yards on the counter right that time, and it goes to 4th down, and that was a terrible punt. Just 34 yards by Cronin that time. And Air Force starting with decent field position from the 29. And they're going to get a short gain on 1st with the run up the middle, a draw play from shotgun. On 2nd, they're only going to pick up another, look like a little more than that, but it's 3rd and 8. Can we force a quick 3 and out here? And we will, as it goes to 4th and 4, just from the 34-yard line. So that shouldn't be a go for it on 4th down type play, and it's not. The long punt looks like it might be for a touchback. It is 64 yards by Jamison. Well done there for playing the field position game. That was a good job. But us, as per our normal, we do well on connecting with the tight ends, and that's what Becerra has done well in the last couple of games, as he has found a lot of completed passes over the middle to the tight ends, which is our best player, by the way. Air Force penalty, too many men on the field, so that's going to make a 2nd and 5 here. We hand it off, but that's not going anywhere. 3rd and 5. Tackled at the line of scrimmage. And we drop for the pass, and he's open, and it's complete. And a first to the receiver. That is Lockett for 9 yards. And Becerra, 3 of 5 for 25 so far. So good stats from him. And that's completed on 1st down. And he's still running down the middle of the field to the 20, the 15, the 10, the 5. He's outrunning everybody. He's going to get in. And that is a touchdown. Opening touchdown of the game. So here's the thing. Like I said, I would like to get to just about the end of the season here in this episode, and for that to happen, it means I'm going to have to move things right along. It is so early in this game, it is far from undecided. I apologize if you're really into watching the games, but it's time to move on. Nice return there by Joyner. CPU finish And we get the win, 6-4 on the season. I like that. That is a good result, and that makes us bowl eligible with 2 to play. That doesn't mean we're gonna get into a bowl game, but hey, we might. So not bad for our first season. But again, this team is not the team I'm gonna have in the future. I think like the guys that are in their 80s right now, they're gonna be gone, and I'm not gonna get replacements of that level. Our next opponent is the number 5 team in the country, Wisconsin Badgers. So good luck to me on that one. We might be at home, but I don't even want to see that game. We just watched the first drive in that game, and that might be enough. Okay, the week is not done. What am I doing? We've still got a week to finish simulating. Wow, Toledo is ranked with a 9-1 record. Good for them. Alabama just 8-2. They've picked up 2 losses. They're still ranked number 6 in the country. The first 2-loss team, and well ahead of any other 1-loss teams. And Oregon, really? They win. They stayed 10-1 now. They were 9-1, and they dropped 2 places. And it's Stanford at 11-1 who moves above them. So at least coming from the bias of an alumnus of a Pac-12 school, at least it's Stanford that moves above them. And annoyingly, Alabama. Nothing wrong with Alabama, but they're a 2-loss team. So how does a team that continues to win drop in the rankings? Wisconsin, meanwhile, also dropping to 7th. And that's going to be a difficult matchup. Okay, on to the email, and look, that list has grown. Oh my, has it grown. Week 13. Recruiting summary, look at that. Dexter signs on the linebacker. Tackle, Sheridan signs on. Conger, our other receiver, signs on, which means I can pretty much give up hope on that 3-star recruit unless we had a big breakthrough this week. Kamau? Ooh, how am I going to say that? Let's see. Camo, right? Like Bordeaux. Camo, the punter, signs on. Nance also signing on. So we get both tackles, our second receiver, our punter, so we've got our kick team secured for the future, and a linebacker. And these guys are all gone. Sadly, Hammett, who we just started recruiting, going to South Alabama. So I'm going to need to look for another quarterback to replace him in the hunt. And then a bunch of 3-star recruits that I wasn't actually recruiting. So, okay, Ellington fully recruited now. Really good potential. And let's see. Oh. Look at that. Okay, Ellington has really good potential for development. He is a 3-star recruit where I have nothing but 2 stars. But based on interviews with him, as things stand currently, the scouts believe he is very likely to sign with us, given that we are the only ones who have been recruiting him. I don't want 3 receivers. I just wanted 2. I was about to drop him. But now they believe he's going to sign with us, even though his interest is low, because nobody else is recruiting him. So now I'm kind of stuck to continue going after Ellington, as he is almost certainly going to be better than the 2 we have. Robinson has really good potential, actually, and Conger is more of a player who could probably step in and start right away. But look at that. My incoming recruiting list has gotten long enough that we have a slide bar. It's a little thing, but it matters to me. Training highlights, both kickers, good performance, and quite a few guys. Team performance, the athletic board is satisfied with the way I'm running the team. Ouch, we're going to get slaughtered in this next game. Let's go to delete all to make some space for future messages and not get them all confused. And we will do some recruiting, as we are very much late season now. Our rank has moved up to 50th. We're double the the top 25, but hey, not so bad. Not so bad at all. Okay, let's cut out the 5 stars. Let's cut out the 4 stars. Let's cut out the 3 stars. It's too late for them, and there's no point looking at the 1 stars. I can do better than that. Now, I have 1 scholarship available as we lost that quarterback. Can I get this to work now? Okay, there we go. Quarterbacks. Oh, see, that's why it didn't work, because there weren't any from Oregon or Washington when I looked that were uncommitted. That makes sense now. Why I was coming up blank on that going, this isn't working. It wasn't. It was working fine. It was myself who was a little confused. I'm going to go for the guy with some size who is a bit higher in the rankings anyway, out of Dallas, Texas. So we'll try to get a sample of samples. And then I also need to go after some other positions. I'm going after a guard, but I do need a defensive end. Let's see. Anybody? There's one from LA. There is one from Sacramento. And San Diego. There's still some options around here. But that's it, West Coast, so I'll focus in on one of those 3. And let's get cornerback while I'm at it. Carlisle, Illinois. Here's a couple Californians. San Diego. Banning, and again, nothing. Oregon and Washington, which, that hurts a little bit, because I'm definitely more likely to be able to grab them, but as is any good Pac-12 school, your main pipeline is going to be California, regardless. And I'm not a Pac-12 school, but try to get the little guys that the Pac-12 doesn't want, because clearly everyone that the Pac-12 goes after, they quickly sign on with them and leave me behind in a ditch. So let's look now at quarterbacks. Samples. I have 9 recruiting points. We're going to spend right away on you. And we're going to offer you a scholarship. And we're going to schedule an interview and spend 10 points. Because I want to get to know you. Let's see, what else? We had a guard, a new one. But we are recruiting him. So let's look at that later. How about defensive ends? I had 3 choices. So let's go ahead and get an initial on all of them. So we can draw comparisons, especially when I don't have any scholarships to offer at the moment. So I need to figure out who I want to go after of those. And then the other was the cornerback, where I again have, I have 4. Let's get a taste for the first 2. Now let's get back to those scholarship offers and see how we're looking and just targets. I'm starting to figure this out a little bit. Wait. Oh. Okay, Ellington is up to a 39, so it is rising. McDonald is not rising at a 34, and I have 1 defensive tackle in Jacob already. So this is probably going to be the last week for him, and then I'll start targeting one of those defensive ends in his place. Because McDonald, again, not going anywhere at this point. So interview is done. What do I have? Scout report on you. We're almost all the way there, but I don't have 5 points left. I could take that away. I could take that away from somebody else. Let's go with all targets, and let's see. There was cornerback where I was just starting to get. It's still loading. Still loading. Come on. You can do it. Still loading. There we go. Okay, quarterbacks. I want those points back. I would like those points back. Sorry, guys. We'll get to you next time. And now let's go with scholarship offers. And McDonald, we're going to spend 10 points and see if there's any hope of signing you, as we just got the... Actually, Ellington might just sign with us. Notice. If we get the same notice from McDonald, then we will stay with him. Otherwise, in a week, we'll be done. We'll revoke him and move on to somebody else. Okay, how are we looking? Merrick, new guy who was, a 22 naturally last week. We put just 9 points into him, and now he's a 49, so that's a good look. Did I spend any scouting reports on you? No, not yet. I need to do that. Curly, somebody else we just started recruiting, already a 78. And how are you looking? You're a center. We already looked at that. Actually, this was better than before. Great pass blocking, average run blocking, as we've gotten a little more certain on you. Okay, Hodgson looks like he's about to sign on. Samples, we're just now starting to recruit. Cisco's about to sign on. Durham's about to sign on. And then our list is going to get pretty short here. We only have 2 games left in the season. So, I'm going to sim. I'm not going to beat the number 7 team in the country. Sorry. Not happening. It's going to get ugly anyway. So I'm just going to go ahead and sim the week right now. We're just about to the end of the episode anyway. We'll kind of get a recap of recruiting, and then I'll finish recruiting up off camera. But we'll have 1 game left in the season, and then potentially a bowl game based on our ranking. Of course, we dropped to 6-5. Let's check out that team schedule and see how ugly it was. Not so ugly. Wisconsin only managed 37 points, and we managed 14. And Wisconsin goes to 4th in the nation. Really? For beating us? I mean, what about that was special in any way? And Oregon continues to go down despite continuing to win. Clemson moves up to 3rd in the nation. So seems a little random on how the rankings work. Alabama, a 9-2 side, is above one of the other most elite teams. Now, I get that Alabama is kind of a consensus number 1, and that's hard to overcome. But if Oregon was 4th, how do these other 1-loss teams move up when, like Wisconsin? That's not a quality victory. That's not a quality victory. 3 scores over a mid-major who's well outside of the rankings. We're not a bad team, but that's not a quality victory. And that's just victory. So how do they move up, 3 spots in the rankings from that win? When the other teams won as well. None of them lost. So that might need some work. But let's check the mail. Recruiting summary. Okay, Durham has signed. We lost Howard Bond to Stanford. Okay, so the tight end I was going after actually is gone. That's the first 2-star recruit that I've lost. Okay, so here's McDonald, the 3-star defensive tackle we were just talking about. Fantastic potential. Based on the interviews, scouts believe he is very likely to sign with us, given that we are the only ones who have been recruiting him. So we actually could still get McDonald, which means I don't need to go after a defensive end. I can convert one of these guys over to defensive end, so I'm not going to try to sign a defensive end at this time. I'll stick with McDonald, hoping that we can get him, and then we'll go after a cornerback instead. Final game of the season is against a equally on-record New Mexico State Cowboys. Let's take a look at the standings here in conference. Boise State 8-3, Colorado State is 9-3, Utah State 7-5, Wyoming, Air Force, and New Mexico all struggling. New Mexico instead of New Mexico State. I got myself confused there for a second. Fresno State is 7-4 in the West Division, while Nevada is 6-6. We are 6-5, but we're equal in conference record with Nevada, and I believe Nevada beat us head-to-head. Maybe not. I don't remember for sure. UNLV 4-7, San Diego State 4-8, and Hawaii is 3-8. This is better than what I expected. It truly is. So I like the position we're in with that. All right. Well, I've got some recruiting to do. We've got one more player signed on, and our list is definitely filling up. We have now, 3, 6, 9, 10, 12 players for next season signed on scholarship, and that's 21 scholarships to offer. So we're down to 9 left, but of course we're also down to the very end of the season. So our recruiting class is definitely not anything special at this point. It's all 2-star guys as well, but there's 2 3-star recruits that I might be able to nab, but both of them, it is primarily due to I'm the only one recruiting them right now. So that's how bad we are. It looks like if anybody else stepped in an instant, they would jump to them before us. But I might be able to get him, so we'll see. I am finding some diamonds in the rough among these 2-star recruits, as some of them, at least through scouting, have turned out to have some pretty decent potential. So we'll see what we can do there, but how I can develop players is questionable at this point. I've got 3 decent coaches to help me out with that, but I am the all 1-star guy myself, so or one half everything, just pretty poor. So this will develop after this first season some, and we'll see kind of how and where that goes. Like personality, I don't know if this is going to change. I might have to go and find a way to edit that file over time, kind of proportionately. But training, scouting, all of that should develop over time. So we'll see. But anyway, that is going to do it for this episode. We've got just 1 game left in the season. Plus, maybe, if we're fortunate, we'll get invited to a bowl game. We are technically eligible, but as a mid-major, 6 wins, I don't know if we'll actually get invited to one. It would certainly be a small one. But that's going to do it for this episode. I'm Decathlon Gamer, and remember, I'm aiming for the best of the best. So if you're ready to join me on my journey, hit subscribe, and tune in next time on my Road to the Record. Bye for now.